Hello YouTube, it's Lion here with Hobbies Man once again, and today we are doing another first impressions review for manga. So today we're going to cover two different manga, and they're both going to be 7 Seas titles, and they're both going to be slice of life fantasy with some elements of adventure to them. So let's just jump into it. The two books that I'm going to be reviewing or giving my first impressions on today are How to Train Your Devil and Dragon Goes House Hunting. Now, like I said, both of these are from 7 Seas, so there's like the reason why these are all in the same video. So we're going to start with How to Train Your Devil, and then we're going to go into Dragon Goes House Hunting. So if you want to look at one specific one over the other, I'm going to put it in the chapter section, or you can just scroll through the video and check the section you want to watch. So let me just get into the first review here. So How to Train Your Devil, this is written by Tonchi Takaoka, and it's published by 7 Seas, like I said, and the demographic here is shonen. I think these are actually in the same magazine, both of these manga that I'm talking about today, but this one is genre-wise ecchi, fantasy, and comedy. It's not really classified as a slice of life, but it definitely has like slice of life elements there, especially I think going forward based on what I managed to gather from the first volume. And as far as I know, this does not currently have an adaptation, and it only has 4 volumes so far, so I don't really think that it's going to have an adaptation anytime soon. But you never know. I mean, this is kind of the weird, funky, like fantasy, ecchi type of thing that might become an anime if, things like True Love Ru and Monster Musume have managed to get anime, so yeah, now the premise here is that this hero, this girl here, has managed to defeat the Demon Lord in a very isekai world type of setup. But this is not isekai, so yeah. And she was not able to kill the Demon Lord's child because she thought it was, abhorrent as a hero to kill a baby. Turns out this baby is actually basically a grown man inside a baby's body, and he's super crazy, like perverted, very like Master Roshi type of perverted. And she basically gets saddled with taking care of him because she is the hero and she's the one appealing for his life, right? So she has been forced to take care of this devil, this demon lord, and he has been given a crown that squeezes his head anytime he thinks perverted thoughts, and the only way to get it off of him is to help 1,000 different people or something like that. I can't remember the exact number, but I think it's like 1,000. And now they have to go adventuring in order to help those 1,000 people so that he can be free and she doesn't die because she didn't take care of him. So that's basically the premise here, and it's actually pretty funny. The point that I really want to emphasize here is that it's a cool premise, and it's actually very funny in like idea, but the practical comedy aspects, the really perverted sexual nature of the jokes here is a little bit uncomfortable. In fact, it's actually only the type of thing that would be very funny if you're a teenager and you don't really care about like what's going on beyond the fact that, oh my god, he's joking and there's boobies. Like, you know what I mean? It's a very like low-brow type of humor, and it's not even very funny. It's more like, boobies, oh my god, which is really boring. And I don't know. I did not really love the ecchi comedy aspect. However, the art is really nice, and the lewd ecchi fan service aspects are good when you ignore the fact that the dude that's doing it is like a tiny demon lord baby. But the female characters are drawn very nicely. So like the fan service works, but like the way the fan service happens is really, really uncomfortable and really messy, and I do not enjoy it. However, I did not dislike the whole story enough to really justify me getting rid of it just yet. So what I'm going to do is going to leave it in my bookshelf for a while, come back to it in a few months, and then decide what to do with it. But yeah, the premise was really cool, and it was like awesome because it was like, okay, this hero decided to take care of this baby demon lord. What the hell's going to happen? The problem just was that the demon lord was a pervert, and it like creates all of these very uncomfortable hijinks. So if you're like uncomfortable with any type of like stuff like that, this is really not for you. But if you can tolerate it, or if you're still mildly interested, even though you know you might be disgusted by it, this is an okay read. Like, it's not super crazy, it's not super amazing, but there's certain things about it that are charming, that are funny, and, you know, the art is pretty, you know, beautiful looking. So there's certainly some positives. It's just the characterization is mostly negative, at least for the main character, or the second main character, which is the Demon Lord baby. So yeah, that's it for that one. Let's move on to Dragon Goes House Hunting. So Dragon Goes House Hunting. The author here is Kano Tanuki, and the illustrations are done by Choko Aya. And this is published by 7 Seas, like I said earlier. The demographic here is shonen, and like I said, I think it is in the same magazine as the other one, which is Magic Comic Garden, I think is what it's called. But I'm not exactly sure, so don't quote me on that. And the genres here are fantasy and slice of life. This is a very interesting title, and the fantasy slice of life is, I think, in my opinion, quite nicely done. Adaptations-wise, I think there is one. And if I remember correctly, it's currently airing. I'm sure it's on Funimation. I'm not really sure if it has an English dub, though. So there you go. Now, the premise here is basically that this main character here, the dragon, is very wimpy. He's like not exemplary of what dragons are. You know, these great, greedy, dark, and powerful creatures of legend. He's basically like, is very shy, nerdy, gamer type of guy. Basically like Izuku at the very beginning of My Hero Academia in a dragon's body. And it's very funny. But, you know, it causes him problems because dragons are these epic mythical creatures and are hunted and have to deal with so many different things. And basically, he is not able to. So what he wants to do, because his parents kicked him out of their house, is find a place to call his own and a place to call his home, and where he can be happy and, you know, safe, right? And so he sets out to try to find a home. He meets a bunch of different creatures that offer him to live with them. And he basically can't for a variety of different reasons. And then he meets this guy that's an elf that is a demon lord, but also happens to be a realtor, which is very weird. And then they happen to go on a different adventure to try to get him a house. And it all culminates in like a very like happy way, but it turns sour really quickly. And then we continue the story from there. At least at the end of the first volume, we know that the story is going to continue. And there's even some kind of like foreshadowing about the relationship between the dragon and the realtor being deeper than what it seems on the surface, which is very interesting. The thing I want to highlight here is that the premise is wonderful. It's actually, well, it's not really wonderful. It's a very weird premise. It's really odd, but it works really, really nicely. It's something that is so bonkers that you have no like clue that it's going to be good. And then you read it and it's like, oh my God, why is this so comfortable and so comfy and cute and like comforting? It's so weird, but I loved it. It was so enjoyable to read. I really did enjoy it so much. I think it's because of where I am in life right now. I'm 21. I'm about to, like, well, not about to, but I'm close to finishing university. And it is time for me to start thinking about living on my own. Like, I live in an apartment with some roommates when I'm not hiding from COVID. But right now I'm living with my parents. And, you know, that whole idea of finding my own home is really appealing to me. And kind of following someone that is, you know, maybe not like me, but quite in a very similar-ish position, finding and going through the search of his home and having all of these wonderful adventures through that search is very heartening and very enjoyable to me. And I really do enjoy it. It's so, so cute. The art here is also wonderful. It has this very kind of like digital feel to it. Like I can tell that it was either that it was done in a digital format. Like the lines are very clean, everything's very nice about it, and I quite like it. And it's also very cool because all of the creatures look very, very awesome. Like, this is like a very weird, it's so cute, but like, you see that the art looks so, so good. I really love it. It's very nicely done. It's just so, so good. It's a very odd thing. I was not expecting anything good out of this, but I'm very pleasantly surprised. I'm definitely going to pick up more of this, but I don't know if I'm going to do it anytime soon. So yeah, that's it for that, I guess. That's it for this video. I had those 2 volumes, and as I said, you can pick and choose the one you want to watch, or not watch either of them, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate everyone that watches these videos and leaves a comment. So if you did like the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Thank you guys so much once again. I really do appreciate it, and thank you guys for watching. See you guys later.